Hello, this is JTLive, and welcome back to another episode of the Southland Signings, this series. Of course, we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United, and we have a little talk about it. And finally, after days upon days upon days of quiet transfer activity, Leeds are finally pulling their finger out of the bucket and putting it in to that big fat greasy wallet, pulling out the notes and slapping them on the table. Well, probably not pulling out notes, probably pulling out cryptocurrency or card payment nowadays, but nonetheless, they are still reaching into their wallet and going big, and there are some big developments in the story surrounding Weston McKennie and another defender. I know you're going to be happy about that one, boys. I've been reading the comments, I've been looking at the live chat, and I've been seeing that everybody wants a defender, and don't worry, we got some information on that coming up now. But before we waste any more of the time, let's get straight into the meat of the action. And one story that we were speaking about yesterday that was concerning a lot of people was, of course, this one about Jack Harrison. Obviously, Leicester City now really jumping into the mix. Rob Dorset from Sky coming out yesterday. Leicester City interested in Jack Harrison as they search for a winger. However, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. He claims that Leeds do not want to sell Jack Harrison, especially to a relegation rival. And I've been told that Harrison is keen to agree a new contract at Ellen Road. How the tables have turned. How the twists have manufactured themselves into this story. Wow, it feels like a Roald Dahl novel with all these twists and turns. He currently obviously has 18 months less, and Leicester City are apparently looking at the Brazilian Tete, who is likely to cost half of the price at just over £17 million. Now, what I find really interesting here is that he is looking to sign a new contract at Ellen Road, because he didn't seem to show any enthusiasm about signing a contract at Ellen Road last year, or last transfer window, technically last year, when Newcastle were very interested in getting him. At that point, he kind of wanted to let his contract tick down, and we were basically all saying, look, either we sell him now, or we tie him down to a new longer-term deal. And a lot of people did want to tie him down to a longer-term deal. However, since then, he hasn't really been playing, and it doesn't really seem like there's much point of that. This is where it's interesting now. Do we bite the bullet and just let him go now, sell him in the summer when he's going to be worth a hell of a lot less because he's only got 12 months left? Or do we tie him down to an extra year or two and then try and sell him for a higher price? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Are you Jack Harrison in, or are you Jack Harrison out? Now, whilst Leeds do seem keen to keep hold of Jack Harrison, there are 4 players on the books that they do not seem very keen to do the same with. So, and this picture right here, damn, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see this beautiful, elegant, poised, charismatic man on the image of such a damning article. The first player, of course, is Adam Forshaw, with McKennie coming in, with JB following in the wings, with Rocker getting the majority of the game time this year. Forshaw does look like he is on his way out. Not a big surprise there. Daniel James apparently is not wanted by Fulham, and looks like we are going to have to offload him to somewhere else when he comes back in the summer. Charlie Cresswell is apparently being scouted by numerous championship clubs out there, and one of them not necessarily Millwall, who he has failed to get a minute of game time since December 3rd, with obviously things not going too well for him over at the South London club. Are they even South London, West London, East London? I believe they are. Mate, my geography is chalked, but that doesn't make me an idiot. At least, I hope. But he is, I believe, in an East London location. But yes, no, Cresswell does not seem to be having the best of times over at Millwall right now, but he is probably going to be on his way out. Do you guys want that one? That's probably the most contentious one, I think, out of the three I've named, obviously the most contentious one out of all of this is Senior Firpo. What do you mean you're going to let him go? Real Betis apparently linked earlier this month. However, it does seem like we are likely to let him go in the summer unless if something drastic changes. And that just rips my heart apart. Now, in more positive news, Leeds are looking to bolster it up with Weston McKennie, bolster the squad up, that is. And I want to apologise because yesterday I was a little bit dour on it. I was a little bit dour in general throughout the video. And that's not the kind of person that I am. You know, I have been recently looking at Leeds, but I had to slap myself in the face and realise, you know, I've waited so goddamn long for Leeds to get in the Premier League. Why am I sat here bitching and moaning? Let me just enjoy it. All right, Leeds are in the Premier League. We're linked with players I could only dream of having a sniff of their shirt of 2-3 years ago while we were floundering around the Championship. So Weston McKennie, I would be honoured to have him at Leeds United. And it does seem like Leeds have struck personal terms with the player. Journalist Florian Pettenberg had been speaking about our interest. And he said that he does thoroughly believe that an option away, a move away in January, is highly favoured by Weston McKennie and Juventus alike. Furthermore, it was later revealed today that the player and Leeds have agreed personal terms. And it is apparently just between Leeds and Juventus to hammer out a deal. I believe they want 26.8 million euros. And they want it up front with some other bonuses. Now, will Leeds dig that deep into our pockets to find such a deal? Yet, we don't know. But one thing very interesting about it is he actually has the same agent as Brendan Aronson. That agent, of course, is Wasserman. So could that be something that convinces him to go to Ellen Road? Now, we would like that very much, wouldn't we? However, Arsenal are trying to steal him at the last second. That is right. Arsenal have attempted to hijack Leeds United's transfer pursuit of Juventus midfielder Weston McKennie. And according to Corriere dello Sport, today the Gunners are apparently throwing their hat into the mix and obviously can offer Europa League football and next year Champions League football and a Premier League trophy. So hopefully they don't go too big in the pursuit because we will lose that. We will lose that. Now, Weston McKennie, what would he bring to Leeds United anyway? Because I'm very convinced that there is some serious meat on the bone here. Well, obviously, you just got to look at his physical numbers here. His tackles, his blocks, his interceptions. He's not a Tyler Adams, all right? He's not a Tyler Adams. He's not someone that's going to run 20 miles around the pitch. He's not someone that's going to be breaking up every single play, starting the counter press from deep. He's not that kind of a player. I mean, he said it himself. Tyler Adams does the running, I do the playing. It could be a perfectly fruitful relationship there. Now, do we expect to play him in holding midfield next to him? I think by the way they're talking, that's kind of what they're gearing up. Now, I thought we were going for more of a Mateusz Klich, replacement with someone that can play attacking midfield. But maybe someone like Weston McKennie playing in a double pivot with Tyler Adams is exactly what we need. Maybe we need someone who can not only do a little bit of defensive work, as you can see here, while his tackle numbers aren't high, his blocks and his clearances are, they're getting into the 2/3 percentile range. Maybe that's something we need. But then someone who can also himself pitch in with goals. Look at this. His non-penalty XG per 90 ranks him in the 86th percentile. And his non-penalty goals, his non-penalty XG only rates him in the 66th percentile. Which, actually shows some certain level of clinicality, which we can really do with at Leeds United. His touches in the attacking penalty area in the 84th percentile. His progressive passes in the 90th percentile, or possessive pass reception in the 90th percentile. So look, he's someone that can break the line. He's someone that can play both positions. And if we do actually have a little look at his positions that he played this year, he's operated mostly in the center of the park. He can also play right midfield and defensive midfield. So maybe in a double pivot next to Tyler Adams, where he's given a little bit more of a license to go forward. He can play in that number 6 to number 8 role, kind of merging forward a bit. It's not the position I see him saw him most necessarily as being the strongest in, but it also depends when usually you're a sum of your parts. It depends who you're playing with, and you can play different performatively with them. And if he can help add some goals and assists, something that Rocker and Adams both have failed to do, well, it would help us out a lot. The guy scored 2 goals in the Champions League this year. He's got 2 goal contributions in the league. Not too shabby, Alonso. Not too shabby, Alonso, for a central midfielder. And I'm starting to get a little bit excited about it. I think he could be a really good player. But let me know what you guys think about that one down in the comment section down below. And then finally, the big one, the mucho grande. Leeds United transfer news. The Whites make an approach to sign the Serie A defender, obviously playing for ACF Fiorentina, Igor Julio. With the interest growing in the Brazilian centre-back, according to the Firenze Viola, the Whites, as well as Brentford and Brighton Hove Albion, have all made inquiries for the 24-year-old, who Fiorentina are open to selling this January if a club is willing to match the physically humongous defenders. Their words, not mine, their words. You know, I'd say he's pretty big, but physically humongous. Wow. Now, that is quite a claim. 20 million euro price tag. Igor has been a regular for Fiorentina this season and has impressed for the Tuscan side throughout the campaign. So much so that Atletico Madrid, Sevilla and Real Betis are all chasing the Brazilian centre-back. 20 appearances this year, and he could just be that strength and depth that we need. He could be the difference. Wow. Who would you pair him with, though? Voba's starting to come into a little bit of form. Robin Koch starting to come into a little bit of form. Llorente and Cooper seem kind of out of it right now. But this is why I was saying, I got a lot of slack for it. Why did we buy Voba? Because he's amazing. Because he's versatile. Yeah. He's someone that can play both positions. Look, did we buy him as a centre-back? Did we buy him as a left-back? That's all I want to know. And when I ask people, they seem to say, well, he can play left-back, but he's impressing at centre-back right now. This is what we need. This is what we're going for. We're going for this guy as a centre-back, perhaps, yeah? So what, does he play next to Voba, maybe? But then we need to still go out and sign a left-back. I just don't know what is he an extra utility man, a backup? And then at that point, if we sign another defender with him, then I'm not necessarily mad. But then it poses the question, why did we buy 2 centre-halves instead of a left-back and a centre-half? It's just a little bit confusing, but I would be very happy with this one. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you guys want Mr. Igor Julio? Or are you happy with what we got right now? And finally, one thing that you might not be happy about is that Sunderland are now leading the race, according to Mr. Dom Shaw, working for the Liverpool Echo, that for Joff Meister Gelhardt. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, though, down in the comment section down below. For now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. And au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.